we are going to the Los Angeles Dodgers, and let's find out who's going to be on the Rushmore for the Dodgers. All right, so we're talking about the Dodgers, and what I love about getting to a team like this is there's so many guys in their history that you can put up there. So it's really cool that we're going to be narrowing it down. So, David, who is your number one?
Okay, Dodgers are a very difficult one. Dodgers might have been one of the most difficult, but I'll say this: it gets that they're top heavy, but they get kind of thin pretty quick. Like it's like really meaningful Dodgers get a little thin, a little quick. Oh my God, did I miss? I did miss somebody. Oh my God, I did miss them. All right, well, we're gonna have to handle it and deal with it. Anyways, my number one. I'm gonna. What?
Just for everybody's reference, David comes up with these lists, so you can yell at him. His email address is Dave. Never mind, David.
But here's the rules too. So if I pick a player, they cannot be on anybody else's list. So stop giving me crap about Nolan Ryan because he can't be a Met. He's not going to.
Well, no, I wasn't giving you crap about that.
I got crap from other people, dude. Stop. So that he can't be a Ranger, he can't be an Angel, and he can't be an Astro all at once. He has to be on one of those. And when you're dealing with the Angels and you got like two guys, like, okay, Nolan Ryan kind of is for sure the third one. Like, he's there. He made it. All right. Anyways, I'm going right out of the gate. I'm going to shake the tree a little bit. Clayton Kershaw.
Fantastic. One of the greatest pitchers that we've ever seen. Incredible. Where's my number? I'm pretty sure he does it because of me. Just dominant his entire career, winding down right now. And I'm happy to see that he's getting to enjoy the fruits of his labor being there all those years. And he doesn't have to be the dominant guy in getting his rings.
Yes, he's incredible. Three-time Cy Young winner, 10-time All-Star, 5-time ERA title. He's won the Triple Crown, 2020 World Series, won the World Series last year, Gold Glove, Clemente Award winner too. The thing is, like, what hasn't this guy done? 112 wins. I get it, like, but that's like day and age today. 112 wins is incredible. But here's the thing: 112 and 94 with a 2.5 career, dude. Like, dominant. I get it. Struggles in the playoffs, but honestly, a lot of that struggle has a lot to do with the Astros and that World Series where we know they were cheating and there was really no ramifications to basically say, dude, like, they knew what pitches you were throwing, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And so the dude has been absolutely incredible. And I think he gets a lot of slack for his playoff stuff just because it's not on par with some other dudes, but like, let me say this, he's more average in the playoffs than how great he is a regular season. That's the problem. He's got 4.40 ERA in the playoffs. And again, a lot of that though, I think it comes from that Houston series actually wasn't all that bad. I don't know. He just hasn't been the same guy. It sucks.
Yeah, maybe the pressure gets to him. I don't know. I don't know the guy. I heard he's one hell of a ping pong player though.
Incredible. He's just an all-around one of those guys, just all-around everything athlete.
Okay. Who's your number two guy on the
Mount Rushmore? My number two, we got to celebrate him a couple days ago. One of, if not the most influential baseball player, if not men in the 20th century, Jackie Robinson.
I mean, they've made movies about him. He broke the color barrier, and what he was able to do on the field, dealing with the amount of bullshit that he dealt with off the field, is incredible. I don't know how you focus. That guy might be the most mentally tough human being in the history of the world.
And a lot of people forget too, he served for our country in World War II. Absolute stud, broke the color barrier, obviously, was everything. What sucks with him and what sucks with some of those first initial African-American players, he didn't really get to play until he was 28. So you missed those prime years. Like at 28, I think it was in 1947, I think he was rookie of the year, right?
Yes.
I think he's rookie of the year, but like those numbers could have been his third or fourth year, which means those numbers could have been bumped.
Right.
And like his overall numbers, none of his overall numbers you're going to walk away go, oh my God. Yes, he had 313, but like in a day and age where 313 was good, not like, guys are
It's
hitting
not like
406.
313 today where you're the best hitter in baseball.
Yes, 313 today. You're like, holy God! It was a different animal back then, but like he wasn't a big home run guy. Like he was 19 was the most home runs. His stolen bases were great, but it wasn't like he was out there stealing 50. He sold 37, led the league once, but it's like that was the most, and the next most was 29, and then 25, and like it wasn't like, but he was just overall just everything. Colorberry with a smile on his face and grit in his veins, and like it was just incredible everything he did, not to mention MVP, World Series, 7-time All-Star, Rookie of the Year, won a batting title, obviously a Hall of Famer, and his number, rightfully so, is worn on every single shirt on that Tuesday, on the 15th.
And retired in every single stadium in baseball, as it should be. Okay, who do you have for number 3?
Greatest pitcher of all time for a short period of time when he was in this tight, short period. I don't know if anybody ever had a better run for a short period of time. Sandy Koufax.
We'll talk about that in a minute, but Sandy Koufax, incredible pitcher. And like you said, he had a very short period of dominance, but he was ridiculously good.
Yeah, like a 4 or 5 year, 4-year, a really 4-year run of dominance that just, I don't know. It's just, 188, 174, 204, 173, 27 wins, 26 wins, 25 wins, 19 wins. Like 9 losses was the most he had in that run. 330 some odd pitched innings, and strikeouts just through the roof. Let's get through the other stuff. He was an MVP, 3-time Triple Crown winner, which is just ridiculous. 3-time Triple Crown winner, 2-time World Series MVP, 4 World Series titles, 3-time Cy Young winner, Major League Player of the Year twice, 5-time ERA winner. And this all happened in this like condensed little thing because he wasn't that good. And then it was like, and then his shoulder blew out.
Now, personally, there are 2 pitchers that I would take at their peak over Koufax.
What do you got?
Pedro, when he was with the Red Sox, a couple of those 2-3 year span, dealing with the AL East in the steroid era, putting the very similar numbers to Koufax, I think that's way more impressive. And then when I look about, and call me a Met fan, whatever, but Jacob deGrom, what he was able to do for that 3-year span, 4-year span is right there with Koufax.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see that. And there's times like, but again, it's like, it's hard comparing those generations, and I get it 100%. I'm there with you, and I think there's great arguments for it. And I'd say Bob Gibson too, and like that 68, 69 seasons, whatever. Like Bob Gibson's like, oh my God, like when they change the rules of the game because of you, that's just. Yeah. To me, there's not a better compliment in the world when they change rules because of you.
Yeah, actually, while we're doing it, I just want to look up real quick Pedro's numbers, because there was one year in particular that I looked at. In 97, he was 17-8 with a 1.90 ERA with 13 complete games, 4 shutouts. His ERA plus was 2.19.
Yeah.
And then he had another year, the 2 years later, he had a 2.07 ERA. He went 23-4. Dude. That's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah.
So again, not taking anything away from Koufax. He deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. He deserves to be talked about the way that we're all talking about him. But I just wouldn't crown him as having the greatest little period of all time, because it is questionable. The thing that bothers me about Koufax, though, is he's so shy. And I would love if they were able to promote him better, like they do Griffey, like they do Jeter, because he is one of the best living baseball players, and we really don't see too much of Koufax.
Yeah, and that's the thing, but again, like that was the mystery of him when he played too. Yep. He wouldn't play on the Sabbath. He wouldn't do stuff like there was, like. I love it. I got to meet him. I got to have a couple great conversations with him. He helped me out a little bit on some of my pitches, and it's one of those beautiful mysteries.
Yeah. All right. Who's up next for you?
Okay. Now going back to my list and realizing what I missed, I realized I didn't miss anything. I made a decision. And then sometimes, so I made this a little while ago. Now I'm looking back going, how did I miss this guy? But I didn't miss him. It was purposeful. But we'll get back to that. The next one was I'm throwing out from left field. We're talking about the Mount Rushmore. This is like, who's a Dodger and who do you see as a Dodger, and like who's the face of the Dodger? Like Vince Scully would have been a really interesting one here. Would have been very interesting.
I wouldn't have had any problem if you put Vince Scully up there.
But I feel like you got to have a uniform to be that guy, you got to be on the field. And I think there's a big difference for that. But on the field also means being a manager. Tommy Lasorda.
Tommy Lasorda, one of the most entertaining managers of all time. He transcended baseball to the point where I remember I was a kid and I would watch sitcoms and Lasorda would show up. He ended up showing up on Silver Spoons. He ended up showing up on Who's the Boss? I mean, for a manager to be that famous, it's very rare. And yeah, you are, when you close your eyes and you think about the Dodgers, there's some faces that come up, and Tommy Lasorda is one of them.
Tommy Lasorda selling some pasta. Like, it's incredible. Like, he was Dodgers. He was the face of Dodger baseball. They've had amazing players come through there, especially in LA. There's a Brooklyn Dodgers side, and then there's an LA Dodgers side. When you think of LA Dodgers, he's it. It doesn't matter who else, how many amazing players they've had on that team, including what they have right now, and Clayton Kershaw. Like, I think of Dodger baseball, I think more Tommy Lasorda than I even think Clayton Kershaw. I think Clayton Kershaw ended up being a manager ended up being a great player. I think Lasorda was the Dodgers for so long, and like, there was nothing like it. Again, two World Series, two-time Manager of the Year, four pennants, obviously Hall of Famer, 1,599 wins overall as a manager, and every single one of those as a Dodger.
And thank you, Tommy Lasorda, for doing your friend Vince a favor and drafting Mike Piazza, because without you, Mike Piazza would never have been in baseball.
Yeah. I mean, I love everything about Tommy Lasorda. Just like, yes, some people behind the scenes might not have liked him because he's a little tough, and I heard some stuff about some things. But again, my interactions have always been amazing. Watching Tommy Lasorda in his undies, telling me a whole story about Kirk Gibson, and putting Kirk Gibson in, and all the conversations, the whole game with Kirk Gibson about trying to get him in before during the World Series. He is Dodger baseball.
And I wouldn't have had a problem if you took Tommy Lasorda out and put Branch Rickey in. I think that's a guy that is synonymous with the Dodgers as well.
That would have been really interesting, to be honest.
Okay. All right. Who is your first man out?
First man out. So this is where I always have a problem with this. I can't just pick one, and I almost wanted to pick three, but I picked two. So Pee Wee Reese is out. That's where I had like the struggle. Because here's my thing with Pee Wee Reese. Incredible baseball player. I think he was great for his time and his place. And on those teams, he was wonderful. He was a 10-time All-Star, World Series champion, but never really just excelled at one thing. Just didn't really separate himself. But then I look back at Duke Snider. Duke Snider was a little different beast, man. Like, I get it, 8-time All-Star, but he's Player of the Year, 2-time World Series champion. But like, you look at like his stats across the board, kind of blows like Pee Wee Reese away, and just jumps off the page a little bit more. There's a whole lot of black on his Baseball Reference page, and I have him tied with Don Drysdale, one of the greatest pitchers of all time, 3-time World Series champion, Cy Young winner, 9-time All-Star, Player of the Year as well. And again, just kind of some of his numbers and some of his years jump off the page a lot more than Pee Wee Reese.
I got one more guy that you probably thought of but didn't add to the list. How about Maury Wills?
Maury Wills is great, but he was really when you look at him and his impact was not on the same level. Like, I would rather have Oral Hershiser, Gil Hodges. I'd rather go with Ron Cey. I'd rather go with Don Sutton. I'd rather go with and then that's not even getting into some of the old days of the Brooklyn Dodger days of some of those guys, and again, like Oral, Fernando, like Steve Garvey, like Roy Campanellis, like that's like they had probably even more of an impact than Maury Wills. Maury Wills, though, like from a stolen base standpoint, was absolutely incredible. Great baseball player.
Dude, Dude hit 299 one year with 104 stolen bases.
Oh, without a doubt. But then I'm
Yeah.
like looking at that, like, cool. He had 299 one year. Like, that's great. Like Don Sutton had 25 wins and Cy Young winner and 314 inning pitch. Like he had an ERA of 2.9 for a career.
Yeah.
And then you look at Duke Snider, like he was 295 for a career.
Okay.
Like,
I'm not trying to elevate
yeah,
him.
it's like those are like some of those things when you're looking at it and going like,
Yeah.
Murray Wills, like one of the first baseballs I ever had signed was Murray Wills. I love Murray Wills. Like it was incredible to meet. I remember right where I met him. I'll never forget meeting him at like 11 years old. But then you look back and go, damn, some of these guys, God dang, they had great careers.
All right, now we're going to go to my favorite part, the guys who could make it in. And I'm sorry, but that Mount Rushmore is going to be changed soon because there's a guy.
There's a guy, and I think so it's hard because the way I'm looking at this is there's two guys that just jump off the page, and it's Shohei Ohtani and Mookie Betts. Shohei is so new to being a Dodger 1 year in, right? And he's on his second year. First year, pretty dang good. But then you got a guy like Mookie Betts. And ever since he's been a Dodger, right? He was MVP 2, All-Star, MVP 5, MVP 2, MVP, whatever it was last year, MVP 13. Like, how can you he's doing what Shohei's doing.
Yeah.
Shohei has to do this for 5 more years to do what Mookie Betts has done. And so I think Shohei has a leg up in just how impactful his first year was. But if he doesn't do that, if like 3 years in a row, like Mookie Betts would be higher. And I just don't know if Mookie Betts or Shohei is going to be around long enough as a Dodger to be on this list. And that's going to suck because neither one of them will be on anybody's list.
I disagree. I said it last week. I think that Shohei is already the Angels guy just because he's been able to do it on both sides of the plate. And I don't think he's ever going to be able to duplicate what he did on both sides of the field with the Dodgers like he did with LA. I don't think he's going to get enough innings in like he did with the Angels. So that's why I put him in with the Angels. But if he ends up becoming a Hall of Famer and a 7-time MVP with 4 MVPs with the Dodgers, you got to put him on the Dodgers, I guess.
I think he's not even going to have to do any of that to pass what he did with the Angels. Like, so it's going to be just like another MVP and just like 3 more years of whatever he's done, even close to what he's done. He's already going to pass his Angels numbers. It's just a matter of, can he stay healthy? Can he do it? He's already 30. He's 30, 31. Like these are prime times. He's going to have 4 or 5 prime years. It's just like Mookie's already got numbers ahead of him. And like, if you compare the numbers, Mookie Betts is like pretty up there as far as already like Mookie Betts, like if he just keeps having a couple more of the years, it's just a matter of like, okay, how many more years can he have? Like,
yeah,
it just sucks for Mookie Betts. Cause like he spent some amazing years in Boston, some amazing years in LA. You're not going to make the Mount Rushmore of either.
Right.
It's just, but if he has like 3 more really good years, borderline Mount Rushmore for the Dodgers, he'll never make it for the Red Sox, but like he just didn't play there long enough. But like, if it's such this weird spot for both of them, but either way, it's going to be fun to watch.
Yeah. I'm such an Ohtani fanboy. If that guy went to the Mets, I would have never left the park. I'd be sleeping in that stadium. All right. That'll do it. And before I forget, speaking of Ohtani, we are going to have a very special show coming out. I'm going to release it this Thursday that you were nice enough to donate those beautiful blue eyes to do the voiceover and do the video. We're going to be doing a video called The Business of Shohei Ohtani. It'll be right here on the channel. Very proud of it. You know I'm an Ohtani freak, so give it a watch, give it a like, and don't forget, give this show a like, give this show some comments, and make sure you subscribe. Like I said, we have an extravaganza going on for our first 1,000 subscribers. I'm going to pick a random person, and they're going to get a graded Ohtani rookie, Gunnar Henderson rookie cards, Bobby Witt, Jackson Merrill, any guy that you can think of that's a rookie that's come out in the last few years. I'll send them to you, but you have to subscribe to be involved.